There's a lot of different claims and rumors that are going on the internet about Beast Games. A lot of them from people that weren't there. So I thought I would just read some of them to you as they were written on the internet and just get your reactions or whatever comments you guys have to them.
This is gonna be great. So good. I retweet all this on Twitter already, so this is gonna be great.
The Amazon Prime TV show Beast Games has ranked #1 in over 80 different countries since its release. However, since filming, rumors of starving players, rigged games, and straight up physical and mental abuse of contestants has been swirling around the internet. My name is Andrew Bond, and I was player 892 on Beast Games, and today I'm going to interview a bunch of my fellow Beast Games contestants who have agreed to finally break their silence and speak out truthfully about the conditions. So the first claim that I read is that people were denied food and water.
I was never personally denied food and water. Actually, what's funny about this is I saw a lot of complaining about the amount of food and things that we were getting. I don't think anybody was denied food and water. Did we get not a lot of food? Sure. But actually, that was something I was joking with the people around me that I was hoping that they would have given us even less food, because I was noticing the lack of certain things was really irritating certain people, and I felt like that was an advantage for me. So I was like, I'd be fine if they just didn't feed us the whole time we were there.
I went to one of the lunch windows and I grabbed my food out and I looked to the right, and Mr. Beast is grabbing food out of the window too. And there wasn't really anyone around, so I'm like, Jimmy, why are you eating this food? And it wasn't because it was bad food. It was just like, I expected him to be a backstage private chef or something. And he looks at me and he says, I'm specifically eating this food so that when contestants complain online, I can say I ate the same thing. And I can verify that happens. And I was like, well, respect. I mean, he has Crohn's disease, so if he can eat the food, then it must be high quality.
I mean, I feel like I just want to acknowledge for the food thing, we had so much food. I'm a college student, and so I'm used to not eating all 3 meals a day, and if it is, it's like ramen noodles kind of thing. And so we had like meals all the time, and at the Feastables Cafe you could just walk up and grab whatever you wanted. So I know I was like super content with that, plus snacks and Feastables bars all the time. So it's just crazy to me that people think we weren't fed when we had an abundance of stuff.
Now, I'm sure those weren't the answers that most of you were expecting to hear from the players, but as we get to the end of the video, the claims get even crazier, so make sure you keep watching. Another claim that I read is that people think the games were all 100% rigged.
There's not a chance. There's no way. Imagine 2,000 people hiding this secret. It's impossible. If it was rigged, somebody would have came out about it. And for sure, I know it's not rigged because I was there to experience everything. And if it was rigged, I mean, people would have gotten through. The main characters would have gotten through the, whatever it is. And that's not how it went down. A lot of the people that we thought were going to make it really, really far for whatever reason, they did not.
Sadly, I wish that were the case, or maybe I would have advanced further. No, they're not rigged. They go out of their way to make sure that everything is done as fairly as possible. For example, the way I was eliminated is I dropped the red ball a fraction of a second too late. It was very clear that the ball had to hit the ground before time expired. I released the ball before time expired, but did not hit the ground before time expired. They reviewed the tapes many times. They have this whole command center. It's kind of annoying as a contestant because you have to wait around so much, but like it is good for the sake of the game and fairness of the games.
No, so the games were not rigged. With the Mr. Beast challenges, they're extremely real, and they're probably more real than you can imagine. I mean, all the emotions are real. They don't actually they don't fake anything.
And that's literally just the first 2 claims I read. This next one gets even crazier. So some contestants claimed the games didn't have any safety protocols.
Oh man, the Beast team literally puts safety first. Making sure the game is fair and safe are their #1 priorities. Every game was safe.
With all of the claims coming out from people that were in Vegas saying how dangerous it was and saying how unfair it was, every single person that got invited to be part of the Amazon show signed up for it. There wasn't a single person that declined. Everyone was happy to be a part of it as long as they survived Vegas. So I feel like so many of the claims that are coming out about Beast Games are from people that are salty they lost in Vegas. And that's kind of what it boils down to, just being a sore loser.
good time there. And they even told us that they tested everything before we even got there. So why would they do it in the first place? Why would they didn't test it already? So why would they have us walk onto a dangerous set? That is the question.
I still have 3 claims left, and I'm saving the best one for last, so make sure you guys watch till the end. Another claim that I read said that all challenges were skewed to favor young athletic men.
I mean, that's kind of offensive because I made it pretty far. So, I mean, I made it pretty far. There were definitely games that were a little bit more, like physical, where you have to be a bit faster, a bit more, but a lot of it too was strategic.
Yeah.
And like if you were strategic and communicative with the people around you, and if you were nice, people tend to take care of each other. So I don't really think that's true.
That's false. You can see who went through, and it was everybody, all ages, men and women.
Depends how you look at this. I think these claims are coming from people who got eliminated in the first game. I'm not an athletic woman. I mean, I'm not like athletic man. I'm not a man, and I'm not like that athletic. Like I'm not. So, and I made it. Okay, so what I think is games looked very physical, but they were also very strategic.
Well, that's not what I heard on the news, but hey, what do I know? Let's go ahead and get to the next one. Some contestants said that they were being harassed by staff.
So no one was being harassed by staff. The staff were super helpful. They tried to give as much direction as they could, and sometimes they didn't have all the answers, so they would try to find, a crew member or like a contestant producer that could help solve like a problem or something like that.
They were so nice. I mean, we had wranglers assigned to like blocks of people, where multiple wranglers would be assigned to like a giant group of people, let's say like 50 people or so, and they would literally walk around with like snack packs in their fanny packs or whatever they had, being like, hey, do you want some fruit gushers? Hey, do you want like a gluten-free snack bar or whatever? So no, I would say, if hot take, I think the people who lost would probably say that, because they didn't get to experience all of it.
No, definitely not. I think a lot of it was blown out of proportion. I mean, maybe one person or maybe two had a bad experience, but I mean, like I said, that's going to happen. 2,000 people aren't going to be happy.
And out of all the rumors and claims that I personally read off the internet, this next one shocked me the most. One thing that I read, one claim was contestants were locked in their rooms for 3 to 5 hours without food, water, or even key cards to prevent contestants from mingling.
We were not locked in there. I mean, if we were hungry or needed something to drink, we were able to go downstairs and get like a bottle of water or something to eat, and then go straight back up to our hotel room. That's all we could do. We went down if we were hungry, thirsty, like I said, and then we went straight back to the hotel room. That's it. I did it like 3 times.
We had food and water. There was a station where you can grab food and water to then take to your room. So if you didn't take food and water, that's on you, because they had the room ready for us. And they did keep us separate to make sure that everything was fair. And this happened in a transition from Canada to Panama, to make sure that you weren't cross-saying like what happened in the games and this like that, to try to keep like NDAs, to try to keep it as a surprise for the show. But we weren't negated for food and water. And if we wanted more, we could call them and have them bring it to us instead of us leaving the room.
No, so they wanted us to stay in our hotel rooms because we had the Beast Band on, and they didn't want to risk us exposing that at all. And they were providing us food. They said, hey, after you check in, you get up into your room, come on down to this cafeteria area. At least at my hotel, I don't know how it was at other hotels. And we're going to buy you all this food. This is the X amount of money that we have allocated for everyone. And then the next day, they were going to deliver food to our rooms because, again, they didn't want us to leave. And it's not like we had our phones, we had the TV, we were able to leave if we needed to go down to talk to the production team at all. But the food the delivery system didn't work, so we were able to go get food
And at that point, the budget was a little bit higher because the circumstances, so they were taking care of us.
And since the rumor is that Beast Games contestants were treated so terribly on set, I thought it would be interesting to throw in a curveball and just go ahead and ask them, if invited, if they'd be interested in coming back. And here's what they had to say.
And I would jump at the opportunity to work with this team again. Like, if they called right now, I'd be down in North Carolina.
100%. 100%. I would do any video. I would play again in season 2. I would 1000% go back and play smarter and harder.
Just to be able to come out there and try something that no one else gets to do, it's absolutely incredible. So if they do have a season 2 and they call me up, I'm full game for it. No matter what happens, I'm here for the ride.